In recent years, Maine has lost 20,000 foundational jobs. This has caused our young kids to have to leave Maine to find a place to work. Maine needs a plan to bring back more foundational jobs so we can keep our kids home. Investment creates jobs. When a large company moves into Maine, they hire Maine carpenters, Maine plumbers, Maine contractors to do the work. They buy Maine materials from Maine companies like EJP. We need to find ways to cause more investment in Maine and to bring more of these companies here. As a father, we all want our kids to be able to stay close and raise their children close to you. I have 4 kids. One of them has moved out of state to look for an opportunity, and the more opportunities we have and the more foundational jobs we have in Maine, the better chance that all of our kids can stay. When companies come in from the outside and build a new plant, our company, E.J. Prescott, has the opportunity to provide the materials for that company for all of their underground waterworks. And that helps our bottom line by increasing the amount of products that are needed in our state. It also helps a lot of the smaller water and sewer districts by giving them more income also. Both political parties are quite certain they're 100% right and the other party's 100% wrong. Most Mainers are tired of listening to them argue. We need a plan that everybody can support that's going to help grow foundational jobs and move Maine forward. As a business in Maine, we have to deal with this infighting of the political parties. It makes it difficult for us because there is no way to try to make your point for a middle ground because their path's already set for them. The difficulty with the current political environment is with the business having no way to find a middle ground with either party, and knowing that when the parties change, when power changes, there can be such a radical change in the state's policies, it makes it hard to plan long range and to have long range goals set. The frustrating part of the political infighting in Maine is as a business, it's very hard to try to negotiate or to make your point for a middle ground with either party because neither party feels that they can give in at all. This makes long-range planning difficult because you know that as soon as the parties change, there's going to be a change in policies. There was a book written in 1938 called Maine, the Place to Live, Work, and Play. We need to add more foundational jobs so that we can change the name of that book to Maine, the Place to Live, Work, Play, and Stay. Working people need jobs but don't create them. Family-owned businesses have been creating foundational jobs in Maine for many years. We need a plan that supports those businesses, helps to grow foundational jobs, which in turn can help support our communities. Foundational jobs in manufacturing, construction, and tourism generate taxes, create wealth, and create opportunities to support the public sector jobs. We need a plan to create more foundational jobs so that we can better afford to do what our people need done. The top 1% of Maine taxpayers pays 40% of all Maine taxes. We need to find a way to attract more people like them to move to the state of Maine. People who have incomes pay taxes. We need a plan that creates more jobs at a higher income level so that more people are contributing to our tax base. More foundational jobs means more high-income earners in the state of Maine. With that higher income, they pay more taxes, which allows us to do more social services for those that can't afford to do for themselves. The only way we can put a vision together for Maine's future would be if we can get our political parties to actually agree to talk to find the best path forward for the people of Maine, not just the best path for the parties. We're blessed in Maine to have a beautiful environment that we get to enjoy daily and many tourists come to see. We need to find a way that we can work together to protect that environment, to protect our tourism industry, and also grow foundational jobs.
I think it's important to attract traditional jobs to Maine just because it's such a large industry that we're missing here in Maine. Manufacturing is moving out of state. There's a lot of people that are willing to work that can't find work, and very diverse state. There's a lot of area and a lot of people. I think it's important to attract foundational jobs here in Maine. As far as income and tax base goes, is we could probably lower the tax rate, which is a reason that a lot of these foundational jobs are leaving the state. It's expensive to work here, it's expensive to operate here. If we can bring more people in, more people working, better cost or a better life to live, we could probably bring the taxes down and be affordable. I think people my age are leaving the state of Maine just due to technological advances in other states. We're way behind other parts of the country, and no one wants to go pen and paper anymore. It's all iPads and computers and software, and we're not up to the times that other areas are. So the likelihood of finding high-paying jobs here in the state is pretty slim just because we're losing all that foundational jobs, manufacturing, paper industries down. I think we can fix that, add more foundational jobs by having a statewide strategic plan. For technology jobs, I'd like to see, software type jobs. I'd like to see, fiber optics up in the county, places that are really desolate and don't have a lot of technology. Smarter agriculture. I know that's a big thing right now as far as being really connected to software and smart and resource-friendly agriculture. I think to attract high-tech companies to come to Maine, we have to really update our infrastructure. It's a very centralized network right now between Augusta or Portland. There's a lot of area in Maine that is way behind the times. The county west or east of 95. It just seems that to attract these companies, we just really need to bring ourselves up to everybody else's standard. I think it's hard getting those high-tech companies to come to Maine just because of infrastructure, taxes, business opportunities. We're not very small business friendly. It's hard to start a business. It's hard to keep a business running. It's just an expensive state to do business and work in. I think we can correct those problems by having a team together in Maine. Democrats, Republicans, all in for the same end goal, strategic plan across the state, just to bring us all together rather than fighting for small different things that we disagree on. Having these companies come to Maine affects me because by having places to build for people, Sheridan can be employed to build these facilities. Keeps me employed. I'm a taxpayer as well. It's all full circle. These companies come to Maine, we build it, I stay employed, raising a family here and being able to continue to support and grow and be able to stay here in the state.
So my name's Jeremy Levitt. I'm 23 years old. I just recently graduated from college. I work for the Sheridan Corporation. I'm working as a project manager. Right now I'm working on a building project, and there are over 120 people working on this project right now. It's providing all of these jobs for people all across the state of Maine, even across New England. And all of these people are going home at the end of the week with a paycheck, and they're being able to provide for their families and provide a sustainable lifestyle. And we need more opportunities like this so people can stay in the state of Maine and stay in the state that they love. So I have many friends that I went to college with that have now moved out of state for different opportunities in cities, to travel out west, to see new places. All of these people really loved the state of Maine during their time here. My friends would definitely be willing to come back to the state of Maine if there was more opportunity for income and more opportunity for steady jobs. The Sheridan Corporation has given me the opportunity to use the skills that I've learned in college. They've given me the opportunity to have a well-paying job, a steady job, and we need more jobs like these. If we had more people working and paying taxes in the state of Maine, it would lessen the tax burden on everyone. Uh, 21st century companies create jobs in the state of Maine that generate wealth as well. More jobs in the state of Maine equal more taxes, which equal more services for everyone. The future is high-tech, and to attract these high-tech companies, we need to improve the state's infrastructure. For any of these things to happen, Maine needs a strategic plan. An effective strategic plan for the state of Maine needs to include investment, education, and regulation.
In the 1930s, there was a book written entitled Maine, A Place to Live, Work, and Play. We need a foundational job strategy that will bring back working people here so that the next version of that book is Maine, A Place to Live, Work, Play, and Stay. Toledo, Ohio decided it was going to be the national leader in robotic manufacturing. It established a strategic plan and executed, and lo and behold, now it is the leader in robotic manufacturing. That's exactly the kind of planning and execution we need here in Maine. It was in the 1990s when the kind of online retail business that Amazon executes became possible. But it took 10 or 15 years for all the infrastructure to support that activity to make it actually a reality. The same thing's happening now with artificial intelligence and autonomous cars. There are any number of technologies that are going to be developed in the future that have not yet reached maturity. Maine has a perfect opportunity to get out in front of this, figure out what's coming, and prepare to be a participant. But we need a strategic plan.